have a question for business people, or for business-minded people, or even just for people who say that business issues and economic issues are their main concern. That's what's driving them as they think about this election. Like Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said just last week. He just said last week, quote, "Look, you may not like Donald Trump personally, but you'll like his policies. It's a business decision. You're making a business decision." Tell me, what is a business decision in this case? I mean, is it who will do a better job handling the economy? Because as we come to the end of the Biden-Harris administration now, I mean, here's the special report that's just put out today by The Economist magazine. The American economy has left other rich countries in the dust, what they're calling a dream economy, the best job market in the history of the United States. I mean, if you're making a business decision about who will do a better job handling the economy, well, the Biden-Harris economy has not only left every other rich country in the world in the dust, it has left the record of the Trump administration in the dust. Maybe your business decision when it comes to this election is more specific. Maybe it's about the deficit. Here's the headline today at the Wall Street Journal. Quote, "Economists say inflation and deficits will be higher under Trump than Harris. Most economists think inflation, interest rates, and deficits would be higher under the policies former President Donald Trump would pursue in a second administration." Quote, 65% of economists see Trump's proposed policies putting more upward pressure on the federal deficit than Kamala Harris's policies. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget estimates Trump's plans would widen federal budget deficits by more than twice the expected increase under Harris. Let's say your business decision on this election is on inflation. Quote, "Of the economists who responded to the Wall Street Journal's question on inflation, 68% said prices would rise faster under Trump than under Harris." 68% of economists don't agree that today is Monday or that the Patriots suck this year. But 68% of economists agree that Trump is proposing really bad policies if what you care about is inflation. Maybe your business decision is less about data and policy, and it's more about just the kind of person you want the candidate to be. They say they want somebody centrist, somebody moderate, somebody right in the middle. That's good for business. Somebody who can appeal to reasonable people in both parties. Well, there is a candidate in this election who has a lot of very high-profile support from people in the other party. I mean, there's like a campaign trail tour group now of former Trump administration officials who are doing swing state events to tell people to not vote for the man they served under in the last presidential administration under Trump. But there are lots and lots of officials from former Republican administrations and from Trump's own administration who are publicly begging Americans by the dozens, publicly begging Americans to vote for Harris and not for him. And this issue about sort of making a business decision about your vote, this comes up all the time when you look at real-world support for Donald Trump. Right? Yes, he tried to stay in power by sicking a violent mob on Congress after he lost re-election. Yes, he's awaiting sentencing after being convicted of 34 felonies. Yes, he's awaiting trial on dozens more felony charges. Yes, he told Americans they could inject disinfectant for COVID. Yes, he made it government policy to take little kids away from their moms and dads. Yes, he gave pardons to all his friends, and he got impeached twice. And now he is running for re-election by talking about people with bad genes poisoning the blood of America and how we're going to use the military to build gigantic camps, and we're going to round up tens of millions of people in America and put them in these huge camps. Yes, there are things about him that maybe aren't appealing. There are things about him that maybe sound a little nutty. But you hear this all the time. But his policies. So just on the facts. I mean, if your business decision is economic performance broadly, that breaks for Harris. If your business decision is the deficit, that breaks for Harris. If your business decision is inflation, that breaks for Harris. If your business decision is on whether the candidate is bipartisan seeming and can appeal across both parties, clearly that's Harris.